Hey, Patreon people. Welcome to the first ever RTS podcast. My name is Charlie Dunn. I am the creator of RTS Life Hacks, and I'm also the creator of this backdrop. Pretty nice. Today, we're going to be interviewing a lovely young woman by the name of Atira. She lives in Phoenix, Arizona, and she works at a sex club, a swingers club in Phoenix, which is legal somehow. It's just a club, but they let people fuck in it. She's also a Satanist who does magic spells on people. Perfect guest. So let's get down to business.
Atira, what's up? How are you? Did you get dressed up today for this?
Yeah,
Is this what you wore
I
when
did.
you woke up
I
today?
was wearing my work clothes all day, extra all clean cut. I was like, you know what? Since I'm going to be doing an alternative podcast, I'm going to dress my normal self.
Let me see what you got on.
All right, so
yeah.
hold on. Okay, so I just got on a little midriff top with some like what are these? High-waisted short. Got my collar on, and then I got my crystal, my obsidian. Yeah.
What is that? What's an obsidian?
Obsidian is a crystal that symbolizes, it can symbolize everything from money to like protection, and also to keep you level-headed. I got it because this gay guy at my job, he doesn't like me. So like I can feel the animosity and everything and all the like young-minded, mind you, he's like 20. So he's really childish. So I just wanted something to keep him the fuck away from me. And literally, ever since I had this, they done switched me to a whole different floor in the office.
Didn't you tell me back in November when we originally talked that you work at a sex club?
Yeah, I still do.
That's the job you're talking about.
Okay. So the club is my part-time job. I work there on the weekdays. I work there Tuesdays, Fridays, and then they have for the last like month, I've been doing Fridays and Saturdays in terms of Friday night and Saturday night. Yeah, the club's called and it's in Phoenix.
You told me before that it was open throughout the pandemic.
Yeah, we've been open throughout. We closed for a little bit just to make things seem cool, but then we opened back up the whole time.
How long was that?
Open.
How long was that?
We were closed. I want to say we closed from March to Cinco de Mayo. We opened back up Cinco de Mayo. We've been open since
2 months.
Yeah,
2
the
months.
owner.
A month and change actually, because it was late March when things started locking down.
So probably like you said, like the last week of March, I did one more Friday shift. And they were like, oh, we got to close down. Now, the owner was pissed because the owner, he's an Italian. He's all about his money. He was mad that we had to close. So he was so gung-ho about us opening up. So even though we were closed for like customers, people like me who worked there, we would still go up there and smoke weed. Owner there and everything. Like he would be like, because like, I can't explain it, but like he's one of those older, elderly dudes where he's like, he just can't be alone. So he would like text us or tell us like, hey, we're going to do a potluck this Friday, come to the club. And we'd be inside the club, utilizing the rooms, dancing on a stripper poles, smoking, just having.
So wait, this club is illegal, right?
How can I explain this? It's legal, but not legal at the same time. Back in 2006, if memory serves me correctly, there used to be over 15 clubs out here, right? Swinger clubs, completely legal, right? So mind you, Arizona is a Mormon state. So Mormons actually went to downtown and demanded that our clubs get shut down. So from like 2006 to 2008, I believe they went through this big ass lawsuit with the state of Arizona. The owner of my club, he wasn't going down without a fight. So he spent a lot of money, time, and lawyers on making sure we stayed open. So now that we're still open, a lot of shit had to change. So back in the day, we used to serve alcohol. Back in the day, we used to be able to have shows where like we would hire strippers or like we would have like professional dominatrix coming in and they would literally like, do their thing on our stage. And we would have like oil fights and stuff like that.
Oil fights. So basically like people come and fuck their partners. So there's nothing illegal. It's more like, it's kind of like a hotel.
To a certain extent, what makes it illegal, to be honest with you, is the fact that we still allow liquor. We actually, like a week ago, our front lady, like the lady that works the door, she fucked up and told an undercover that you could bring liquor into the club. So as of right now, we don't allow liquor. But in terms of the actual fucking and the actual like porn going on and the swingers parties that we host, that shit is legal.
So explain to me, what is a swingers? What is a swingers club?
Okay, so a swingers club is a club where, yes, we have the dancing and all that good shit, but we also have that other part of the club where you can literally be naked anywhere in the club. You can masturbate anywhere in the club. You have the option to fuck anywhere in the club, or at my club, we have an upstairs and downstairs. If you walk upstairs, we got 6 different bedrooms. We got an orgy room, a couples room, a mirror room, a carpet room, a zen room, and a red room.
It's like people going with their wives or boyfriends or.
No, we have single people. We have people that are just into certain fetishes that just come because, you know, they want to experience their fetish in a public area. You know, you have these serial masturbators that just come just to masturbate. They don't want nothing from no female. They don't want nothing for no man. You know,
and you let those people in? Why?
Yeah, because just because we're like, okay, you don't have to have a second person to get your rocks off. You know what I mean? And we're like, we're happy to take your money. So if you want to sit in one of our 3 porn rooms and bust your nut, or if you want to go on the stripper pole and just bust your nut on the pole, we don't give a fuck. We don't care. We like rock out.
So the pole has people's cum on it. So like you just cum everywhere.
Yeah, to a certain extent, but that's my job though. My job and the other girls' jobs is to be after that. So like I'm the cum cleaner. Like I clean the cum, I clean the bedrooms. I provide condoms, I provide tours, I make sure there's no.
Wait, how much work is a cum cleaner?
Okay, so on a good night, it's not as bad as you think. It's just a lot of repetition. You got to change the sheets, you got to change the pillows, you got to clean up the cum, you got to disinfect. But then you got nights where motherfuckers want to pee in the room, or motherfuckers want to go in the mirror room just so they can smear lubricant that we can't get off the mirrors on the mirrors. Or you'll have somebody who know, like, mind you, we have 3 showers there, right? So we want you to take a shower. If you know you're gonna get your, you know, get fucked or do the fucking, we would expect you to want to be clean, right? We'll have a carpet room where a couple will go in there and they leave, and the smell is so bad that it penetrates the carpet, and I have to shut the whole room down for the rest of the night.
Who is the clientele?
Oh my goodness, well, every walk of life. I done met certain celebrities. I done met people from the Final Four. I met, I don't know if you ever, years ago, this governor got shot. Like it was like a mass shooting down in Tucson, and her husband is an astronaut. And for the longest, he was coming in, and me and my coworker would say every day, like, that's that astronaut dude, that's that astronaut dude. Mind you, a swingers club is confidential. What gets said inside don't ever leave the outside. So one day we finally decided to ask him. We were like, you mean, it's not none of our business. But we were like, are you that astronaut whose wife got killed? So of course he denied it until the final moment he walked out the door. He said, have a good day and shoot me to the moon, and winked. And we were like, oh shit. Oh shit. And of course, countless porn stars all day. But then
why would they even want to do that? Wouldn't they just be like, so they get that all the time? Why is they want to go to a swingers club on their downtime? I don't know.
I just think it's because some people, sex is their life, and they want to be around that energy. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I've been working there since I was 22. I'm 27. You know, when I was younger working there, I was hot to trot. I was in there every night, even when I wasn't working. I was in there. Why? Because it was nice. You felt comfortable. You could be yourself, not just sexually, but in general. Because when you go into a club like that, we're not judging you. No one's judging. You know, you could walk in there and be a straight-laced guy, and you go fuck a tranny upstairs. No one's judging you when you come back downstairs. You know, if anything, we like, yeah, that's what's up. Like, you got your nuts off. Like, what's up? Like, you know.
How many people are in there at once?
Ooh, so on a Friday, Saturday, we're talking 400 to 500 people.
What?
In a 2-story club. Yeah, the line literally goes from the front of our parking lot, which is the door, to the back of the parking lot, which is where you see the upstairs. And then sometimes it'll curve and start making its way back. We get that packed there. And it's because like the other club that we're in competition with, Discretions, they suck They're racist as fuck. And I've been there, and they don't treat you like anything. They make you feel uncomfortable. Like they don't give you that energy where you feel comfortable being naked or you feel comfortable masturbating.
You just let anyone in. Like there's no.
Yeah, we check you. Make sure you ain't got a gun. Make sure if you got liquor, you leave it in your car. Come on in. You paid a 35.
You don't think about wanting more women in there than men?
Well, lately we've been having literally like an equal amount of women as men. But the only issue with a lot of women is some women come as prostitutes. And that's another thing that's a liability. Like
I'm sure there's a lot of women that come as prostitutes.
Right. So as a cum cleaner, I am also a hoe buster. So here's the scenario. So say a girl comes in and you blatantly know she's a prostitute, right? She winds up talking to the first Mexican who don't speak a lick of English, right? But by 5 minutes later, she want to go upstairs. So you want to know what we do? We put them in the mirror room because the carpet room and the mirror room are connected by a window, right? The only thing separating it is 2 shades, right? So we'll put them in the mirror room. I'll get on the ledge in the carpet room, look over the blinds, and I can literally see like the transaction. So what I do is I literally just wait until he hands the cash order. I take my key, I bust the door open, and I extort them, and I tell them like, hey, it's either you lock the doors, we call the cops, or you give us all your money. And when we say all your money, we mean all your money. So 9 out of 10 times I don't want to go to fucking jail. So by the time they get downstairs, mind you, the whole time I'm talking shit, I'm like, you're a fucking slut. I'm like, how you gonna come into a club like this and risk our fucking life, our livelihood, because you want to be a fucking whore? Like, and so I'm talking shit. By the time they get downstairs, they done pulled the money out their coochie. They done pulled the money out from the dude upstairs, and they're out the door.
You put the money in their coochie?
Oh yeah, girls put money right in their coochie, right in their crotch.
Like not in a bag or anything, just the bills,
no.
the bill touching.
If you ever met a real hoe is gonna put her, if she has to shove her money in her pussy by her fucking cup, like her diva cup, they're gonna do that. That's just what real prostitutes do, They don't want anybody touching their money. So I've seen them literally go in.
You probably make a lot of money doing that shakedown.
Yeah, we do. But as of right now, because we got weak ass bitches on our team now, because I'm used to having the OGs, the older women. I used to be the young one where I learned from them. So when I had the old heads that were literally in their 50s working with me, naked and shit, we were making bank fuck with them prostitutes. Now we got these watered down little young bitches, and they don't even like to tell people to shut up. Like when you're upstairs, you have to be quiet because there's rooms being used and people are fucking. When you go in the room, you can be as loud as you want. You can scream on the top of your lungs. But in the hallway, as you're actually looking into like the bedrooms and shit, you got to be quiet. These girls are so scared to tell people to be quiet. When I work upstairs, I'm like, shut the fuck up or go downstairs. And if you don't want to listen, security. Ever since they started employing these new girls, the bust downs have been less and less because they're too scared. They're scared of confrontation. And I'm just like, why are you working here?
Do you ever spy on someone and it's not a prostitute, it's just a regular thing, and then you're just spying on them?
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that a couple of times. Like, okay, for instance, like if I see a really beautiful ass couple, it doesn't matter what race, what sex, whatever. But if I think you're a really attractive couple and I feel it in my vagina that like you're turning me on, I'll put you in a room to where I can see you, and I'll look, and I'll tell you. I'm like, your dude got a pretty big dick, girl. Like, kudos to you. And they'd be like, oh, you saw him? Yes, like I have my ways. I have my ways.
500 people. This is wild.
I got a fun story for you since you're talking about me watching. So
okay.
it was within the first year of me working at this club, right? Mind you, I've been to that club before then, but I wasn't deep into the club and what was really, really going on my first year. So one day this lady comes upstairs and she's like, she wants the orgy room. I'm like, all right, cool. That's cool. I'm not expecting her, to do anything too crazy, even though the room is called the orgy room. So the rules of the orgy room is this: the first couple or person on the bed runs the room. So they make the rules. So the door has to stay open. Anybody that enters that room immediately has to get fully naked, and they have to abide by the rules. So this Mexican lady, Chola, she had the same Wu-Tang tattoo as me. We really clicked. She goes in the room. 1, 2, 3 niggas go in, right? So I'm like, all right, obviously she just wanted threesome, blah, 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 blah. 4, 5, 6 guys come in, and I'm just like, all right. Mind you, the whole time I have to watch to make sure the woman is okay. So I'm just watching. No condoms are being passed out, by the way. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dudes. She gets up, she takes a shower, but she makes sure to tell me, like, leave the room. Just leave the room. Boy, 5 hours later, literally from like 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. when we closed, this bitch fucked like 37 dudes. So after everything was all said and done, the girl gets up and she walks up to me and she's like, I know you were counting. How many dudes did I fuck? And I'm just like, 37. And she screams, finds out she has her husband on a fucking Bluetooth. And she's like, yes, babe, I beat my fucking record, babe. And I'm just speechless. Bro, your husband was on the line the whole fucking time. So I had to ask her, like, is this really what you're into? And she says so nonchalantly, no, I just had trouble sleeping. And sometimes when I just can't get sleep for days, she was like, sometimes when my sleep insomnia is really bad, I just have to get fucked multiple times. And she's like, I just make sure my husband's on the line just so he makes sure I'm good.
But that's what he's into. He's cuck.
Yep.
So exactly. he made her do it.
Yep. Exactly.
Because no woman really wants to do that.
I
don't
seen that woman again out the 4 years I've been there on and off. I've only seen her again once. And that second time she came with her husband. And I was kind of speechless because I was just like, I don't know if she bold enough to really like talk to me and be like, hey, you remember that night? Or if she was just going to act like that was something from the past or whatever. But she wound up doing it again. She wound up coming back with her husband, and this time he was there. And I was just like, oh, y'all are really about that fucking life. And that's when I realized, like, yeah, I put myself in a really, 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 really sexual situation. I was like, okay. I was like, I thought I'd seen it all. It's a work in there, but you don't see it all until you work at a place like that. It ain't even you going there. It's a different sensation when you work there because you see every fucking thing. And you have to. It ain't even you can look away. It's like you have to because that's your job. So like
I'm just confused, like the fact that it's not just all dudes in there. You know what I mean? Like I would assume, like, I mean, yeah, there are women who are freaky, there are women who are kinky, but there's not going to be enough women to meet the amount of dudes that would be lining up to go to a place like this.
You'd be surprised. You'll be surprised. I'm telling you.
But there's not a lot of single women that go. There's not women that go by themselves.
What are you talking about? On a Friday, Saturday? It is single bitches ready for the shit in there. And then I gotta remember.
What do these women look like?
I'm talking strippers, business women. You got the regulars, who look a little bummy, but a lot of times these are women that has shit going for themselves. They just want to feel liberated and get their rocks off and know that once they get their rocks off, they can walk the fuck away and they don't have to worry about ever interfacing with a motherfucker again. And I feel that because I became like that when I started really getting into it, working there. Oh, don't get it twisted. If I seen a dude I liked on my off night, we went upstairs, we did our thing, and I didn't know you after that. You could be walking around the club the rest of the night. I did not speak to you. I didn't know you. You didn't know me. Don't you dare speak to me. Like,
why not? Why don't you dare speak to me?
Well, number one, it's just because I'm a dom. So I'm like, if I'm giving you that option, if I'm giving you that opportunity to fuck me, just know you're just for the sex. It's not about you. It's about your dick. Period. It's not about you. It's about your dick. It's about me getting my rocks off. All I hear all the time from my regular friends is that, their nigga doesn't fuck them enough, or their nigga doesn't fuck them right, or this and that. And I'm like, fuck that. If my man is not going to give me that, I'm going to find somebody that does. And yes, I'm going to keep it protected, but I'm going to get my fucking rocks off. And that's just period. And I feel like that's the problem with a lot of women nowadays. Especially with society and culture, they feel like they can't be as promiscuous as a man. They can't have those one night stands like a man. And I'm the one to tell you, like, fuck that. You got a place in Arizona where you could go fuck somebody privately, leave a club, never see them again, don't have to get a hotel, don't have to risk your life by having to show them where the fuck you live at. You have a place for that. My security, they're so cool that if they see a woman that they know walked in single, and she walks out with a man, they will not let her leave with that man. Because they're like, no, we're not having no deaths on us. We're not having no rapes on us. We're not having anything. You want to go fuck somebody that you met in the club, you have him meet you up the street. And I believe that's why so many women are so attracted to the club, because they know they're good. They know that they have a safe haven to be a slut. And that's what we need.
Yeah, because I was thinking like safety has to be an issue.
We have so many security. We're in a state where you could carry guns. Even we have guns. We're in there. We're allowed. It's not because it's a sex club in general. You'll have those instances. I'm not going to sit here and act like we've never had an instance where shit went left. But when you're dealing with sex, there's a lot of grown-minded people that'll come regardless. So
when did it go left? Tell me about one of those times.
There was one situation back in the 90s that I was told, early 2000s, where this girl left the club with a guy. And this is before we implemented the rule that a girl couldn't leave with a guy from club. They found her body 3 days later in New Mexico in a trash can in front of a diner, chopped up, raped, all that, like brutally chopped up. You couldn't recognize her face. To this day, if you go to my job and you ask about it, they'll show you the article that's put up on the bulletin board in the office. There's literally, it shows like the whole shebang bang from it, starting where she met him at to him raping and kidnapping her, to her being killed. And then
cutting her up. They
found her in
serial killer
chopped
shit.
her up. Like chopped her up. They found her in a trash can in front of a diner, wrapped up in like all types of papers and shit. And she was chopped up.
I think like that to me is like, I think the fear of a place like this is that some really sick and twisted Jeffrey Dahmer type people that go to this kind of place. Yeah.
You can spot them. Listen, I can spot them from a mile away. Like I can tell.
So you see these people regularly?
Yeah, like I can tell when there's a pedophile in my presence. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel when I'm around a serial killer. But until you do something in the club, we don't have nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Like,
have you had some of those people act out in a way that revealed their true nature?
Oh, that's a good question, because I want to say yeah or no. Like the guys that I be thinking are pedophiles, they just have that generic vibe about them where they're greasy, they're awkward, they're clearly not interested in women, and they're clearly not interested in men. They're closed off, they're jittery, they have that energy towards them, and we'll just be like, yeah, that's a fucking pedophile or a serial killer.
But there are no kids in there.
Hell no, there ain't no fucking kids in there.
Why would a pedophile go there then?
Because pedophiles have fetishes just like everybody else. Just because that might not be for them, they still have a place to beat their meat, and we don't know what the fuck.
See, that's who I imagine the people who come in just to masturbate on. They're fucking weird.
Yeah.
You're kind of breaking up now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay, now you're good.
Okay, yeah. So there's this one dude who's been patroning the club for about 20 years. We've been open almost 30. He's been there since like mid-90s. This dude is so sweet, but so fucking weird. Mind you, he gave me a free TV last year when I moved to my apartment, but weird as fuck. He masturbates with a rod. So he takes a metal rod, like a rod I guess you would use for, I don't know where he gets this metal rod from. Honestly, I can't tell you. It's like a metal bar. Like if you've seen like bars on a cell. So imagine like a really, really, really skinny one, but big enough. Anyway, this man masturbates with it in his urethra. He literally puts it in his penis hole and pounds his shit out. So like the ongoing joke at our club is that he's definitely a serial killer, because we're like, what sane person wants to shove a fucking metal rod?
What is this rod like? How thick is it?
Ooh, okay. So I'm trying to think if I have anything to kind of like, the rod is probably like this big. And it's long. Yes, and it's long. It's real long. And it's metal, full metal, like straight up. This man, you'll watch him. Mind you, he's one of our nudists. He walks around nude. He masturbates nude. He's been there for like he's like damn near a family to the club. This man, you'll catch him, and he just pound. And
that guy's just running around doing that
I
Just
swear to God.
everywhere.
I swear to God, you could ask my managers. They'll
See,
tell
that's
you.
the thing. Why would you want to go somewhere to fuck when there's a guy like that running around, putting a rod in his dick? He could be in the room. You don't even know.
Because every once in a while, you find you a rare gem that you just want to, you want to test it out. You want to test the car out before you buy it. So sometimes you just want to say fuck it, and you got that leap of faith, and you got that horniness in you. You just say fuck it. And mind you, no one's going to be in the bedrooms unless we, as the people that work there, open it first. So we're not going to put you in a bedroom that somebody's already in, except for the orgy room, the couples room. But both rooms are public, so you see who's in there regardless.
So the orgy room, anyone could just walk into it. There's no like.
They just have to get naked.
VIP area.
Again, that's where the girl had the gangbang. So you have to get naked. And again, like say you and your wife jumped on the bed, you run the room. So say you were like, hey, I don't want to have anybody fuck, but you can watch. So then I would implement the rule like, okay, they said they don't want anybody fucking. Just make sure you stay naked, socks off, sit on the couch. And that's how it is.
Are there any people just chilling, just not fucking, just relaxing?
Yeah. So from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. on a Friday, Saturday, you're not seeing nothing but Black people smoking weed and drinking and snorting coke on the back patio. Once that happens at that time of night, all the people who are really with the shit on a Friday and Saturday, they didn't already got their rocks off. They already left by it. Because they know by 2, 3 on a Friday, Saturday, that's just all Black people. Black people swear it's the after hours because we stay open till 5. So they don't even go upstairs. They be downstairs on the back patio. They won't go nowhere else. They won't go in the porn rooms. They won't go on the stage. They won't sit on the floor. They won't go in upstairs. They won't even go in a hot tub. They literally be on the back porch, smoking and drinking and snorting coke.
How diverse is it? So you said it's like it's only Black people during those times, but is it like every race other times?
We literally get people from all walks of life. I didn't see Native Americans. I didn't see people that just don't speak English. I didn't see homeless people come in.
That's what I would expect there to be a lot of homeless people.
There's this homeless guy, right? This crazy psycho. Like you could tell he's just not there. He's not a harm to anybody, but he's just annoying. He's a Black guy, right? You'll see him every Saturday with the same outfit on, dancing on a stage, not having a care in the world. He's just dancing on stage and we just leave him be. We're like, hey, he paid his money just like everybody else. I mean, we can't tell him to take a shower. We can't tell him to change.
How much does it cost to get in there?
So on the weekends, it's going to be single women $10, couple 30, men 35. Now on Fridays, we do have a daytime shift, and that's the shift that I usually work. And you can do from 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. and then pay the extra 20 to do 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. It's called the crossover, where you could do the whole shebang bang. And we have people that do that. They'll literally just stay the whole damn day. They'll leave for an hour while we clean up and stuff, and they come right back at 8 o'clock.
Is it busy like at all times of the day?
Okay, so the only day that we have the daytime is on Fridays, and that can be a hit and miss because we have distinct regulars that come solely on Friday afternoons. Like a lot of the geriatric couples, they come on Friday afternoon. And yes, we have geriatric couples.
How old?
I'm talking 80s, if not older. Okay, I hear my cat. Sorry.
What? You have the wildest job I've ever heard in my life.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
How did you fall into this?
Hot 20. I was a caregiver. Now, mind you, I've always been into like all types of shit, but I was still very naive at that age. So my caregiver's daughter invited me there for her birthday. So I go there. Mind you, when I first go there, it's packed. It's a Saturday night. It's packed. A lady at the front desk, rest in peace, Tammy. I don't want to cry, but rest in peace, Tammy. She's whipping people, like with a whip and everything, calling people bitches and sluts. So I'm like, yo, what is this? And mind you, this is only the front door. Everywhere I turn, it's just people fucking or sucking dick or eating coochie. And I'm just so perplexed. Like, mind you, I had my boyfriend at the time, and then I invited my friend and her dude at the time. So me and my boyfriend wound up getting a private room. Well, he was so fucking coked out. I spent 2 hours of my life just getting my ass ate. So I wound up getting up and I was pissed. So my friends
2 hours?
Yes, 2 hours. I spent 2 hours in the room getting my ass ate because he couldn't get his dick hard. Because he wanted to just, mind you, I told him, I'm like, if we're gonna get dick, like fuck tonight, like don't do too much coke. Whatever. The last thing I remember at that night is me walking out the door and telling the fat white lady at the front desk, rest in peace, telling her like, oh, one day you're gonna hire me, watch. And she's like, shut up, you fucking bitch. I'm not gonna fucking hire you. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you're gonna hire me one day. Fast forward 2 years later, I start going back up there with my ex-girlfriend. The time, it was literally like a week before Christmas and a week before I went to jail. I went in there and I was like, hey, are you guys hiring? Same lady. She's like, no, we're not going to fucking hire you, you fucking nigger. And that's how they talk in there. Swear to God. They say the N-word. Like, swear to God. Which we cool with. So as I'm walking out that night, she slaps a application on the desk and she's like, do it real quick. So I do the application. 2 days later, I go to jail. I go to jail for 2 months. I get out. I get a call literally like a day later. Hey, are you open to coming in to do training? I went in there to do training. I ain't never looked back. Was working ever since that training. From there, I guess they took a liking to me.
How's the pay, if you don't mind me asking?
So we get paid minimum wage, which minimum wage out here, I believe, is 13. But the tips are amazing. Like the tips are always good. It's just annoying when you have to split a tip with somebody who don't deserve it.
So let's say a single guy goes to your club. Is it pretty much guaranteed that he's going to get some pussy?
No,
or whatever
not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. You gotta, and that's something that I get a lot too with newbies. Like when I'm giving a tour, it'll be like that awkward little kid that's like 18, 19, glasses, shit like that. They'll ask me, they'll be like, do you think I could get some coochie tonight? And I'm like, it's all contingent on you. Closed mouths don't get fed and closed minds don't get head. And I believe that 100%. You want some? Talk to somebody. Don't be scared to talk to this couple. If you know this couple's been staring at you for an hour, go talk to them, because obviously he wants you to fuck his wife. Don't be scared. So like a lot of guys will miss opportunities because they're scared to talk.
It's got to be pretty easy in there though. Probably.
It is if you just have a conversation and you don't come off as, oh, I'm just this horn dog. You just really have a conversation with a woman or a couple. 9 out of 10 times they're asking you to come upstairs, or they're asking you to go in the hot tub, or they're asking you for your information. And that's what I try to tell these newbies and these single men. I'm like, when y'all just hover around each other or y'all just sit there and y'all are quiet, you look like a fucking weirdo. So that's why the second time you come around, don't nobody want to fuck with you, because you didn't want to speak. You weren't active with anybody. You didn't want to pay pool. You didn't want, you didn't make it to where people want to fuck with you. But then you come back 2-3 times and you wonder why everybody thinks you're a fucking creep, because you sat there staring at a couple from across the club and you didn't say nothing. That's weird to us, That
happens a lot.
Yeah. Or like I'll have some fucking dudes try to pay me to find them a couple, and I'm like, no, that's not a part of my pay scale. I'm sorry. I don't care how much you're trying to pay me. I have a lot of shit that I have to do.
If a dude's trying to pay you to find a couple, then I'm imagining just like, just a massive orgy, and there's like anywhere you look, you could probably find someone. But I guess it is a little bit more difficult than I'm imagining.
You should definitely, if you ever come to Arizona, let me know. I will personally, first of all, you'll get in for free because you're with me, number one. And we could just sit there and you know how many people you would have to just have like content for, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but another setback about our club is you cannot record in the club, and that's because of confidentiality.
Of course not.
Yeah, so you could definitely get some people information, but there's a lot of content to be had in there. First of all, my manager, if you want somebody with some real stories from my club, I will put you in contact with my manager, and my manager is going to tell you some shit that blows your mind. She'll tell you shit that'll blow your mind.
You've told me some shit that has already blown my mind. But
okay.
I kind of want more like along the lines of like the cum cleaning job. Like,
oh my God.
Is it everywhere? Like, personally, if I went there, I wouldn't. Oh my God, that is so cute. What? That is tiny.
Yeah, they just were born last Sunday.
Jesus. I mean, if I went, I probably wouldn't have sex with anyone just because I just
you don't have to.
Weirded out. Like it's just like, it's the fact that there's guys running around with putting tubes up their dick and there's cum everywhere and there's homeless people. You said that people like piss. It doesn't seem clean. It seems like I would get a disease from somebody.
No, actually, again, like I said, I'm the cum cleaner. So what comes with that is after, like, say the guy with the rod sat on the couch and was masturbating and he nutted, I'm the person that walks up after him and clean up and disinfect. Anytime somebody does anything in that club, one of us women have to go behind them. Mind you, we got a walkie-talkie, so they'll tell us, like, hey, that couple in the couple's room downstairs, they're done fucking, go disinfect, go clean up. So it's not what you think. It's not dirt. Like, that kind of bothers me about people is they automatically think it's dirty in there. I'm like, no, I bust my ass every night trying to get that shit fucking clean and getting that come up because I want to be in a place where I feel comfortable fucking my damn self.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't fuck.
You don't want to like feel like uncomfortable just sitting down somewhere, you know? Like I would be like, knowing what I know now, I would be just like, I wouldn't lean on things. I would be like, very conscious of like, what I'm touching.
All I can do though is just invite you to my club one day. Whenever you're ready, we can go. I will pay for you to get in. No, actually, you'll get in for free because I work there. Duh. We'll get in there for free, you know, and I'll just show you. And I would definitely do a Friday night because the Friday night would be more of what you want to see for your content. You know, the real raunchy, ratchet.
Are there any other like clients individually that you remember as being just kind of like weird?
The tranny. I'm really cool with this tranny I've been knowing for about the 4 years I've been there, right? So what she does is, right, she'll leave the door cracked, like cracked enough to where obviously somebody's in there, right? All the man sees on the bed is literally a woman bent or whatever, bent over like this in a wig. So you'll see the most heterosexual man walk into that fucking room. Now you'll know if they're straight because it'll be within a minute. If they come instantly out, you know they're straight. But if you hear that door lock, you already know what's happening. And I'm telling you, so the way I'm looking at you, imagine you had to walk down a hall and I was looking dead at you, right? These men be having so much shame in their eyes after they're done fucking with her. And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. But then I do extort them. I'd be like, tips are greatly appreciated. Tips are greatly appreciated. Sure, you want to walk downstairs without tipping me, sir? You really want to do that? Because I know your secret, sir. So I've walked in.
How many times have you extorted people? I mean,
extort people when I need to. Like if you a blatant prostitute, you not giving two fucks, and you think you about to walk in a club.
There's probably so many prostitutes in there. I imagine it's just like what it is in there.
No, hell no. We don't play that shit there because that'd get us shut down. Because we get undercovers in there. So like if an undercover just saw me let a random person grab my ass, that's prostitution to them. We're shut down.
So people aren't really like in the main areas, like they're keeping their hands to themselves.
Yeah, correct. Okay. Now when you go upstairs, that's when shit get a little blurred up, like in terms of what be going on. Because upstairs is really like the main place we want people to fuck. So even though you can fuck anywhere in a club, most people go upstairs.
But even in the main area where like people are keeping their hands to themselves, there's still guys shoving tubes up their dick.
Yeah, but they're isolated though in the porn rooms. 9 out of 10 times, if they're gonna masturbate with a rod, yeah, they might start off walking around, but if it starts to get packed, they're gonna hide in the Jack Shack. That's what we call the first porn room. We call it the Jack Shack. They'll go in the Jack Shack and finish off, and then I'll get the alert.
But there's a lot of nudity out in the open too.
Yeah, but it's not just men though. It's naked women. Like I think you think the percentage of men is way more than the women, but actually it's not. Some nights on the weekends we have way more women than the men. So it's like you're gonna see naked bodies, not just naked men. You're gonna see naked bodies. There's women that are just exhibitionists. They're walking around naked, proud. They want you to feel their pussy. This fucking millionaire couple, get over here. Because you guys are not going to be fucking fighting. Not while I'm on the phone, sorry. There's this millionaire couple. I forget where they're originally from, but they go back and forth via helicopter and shit from both homes, right? Older couple. They got to be like 40s, like late 40s, early 50s. These motherfuckers come in every fucking Friday afternoon. And this bitch gets slutted the fuck out all day. All day. And I'm talking like where the main floor is, there's tables and chairs. She'll stand up like this, husband be sitting down like this, and there's just this whole group of men just fondling her, eating her coochie, she's sucking dick, you know, taking it. And then once everything's all said and done, she goes in the hot tub room, takes a shower, and they leave. And I'm just like, it don't matter what walk of life you come from. Sex is sex. People are into whatever. And I've learned that a lot of the people who are into the more crazier shit like that are the people who are well off. Definitely.
Really?
But they say that in general though, like there's more craziness with a rich person more so than a poor person because they have more money to do more things.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna see shit like that, and they'll tell you all day. Oh yeah, we own a such and such, and this and that, and we have all this land and such. But these be the same people. Oh my God, I didn't even tell you about the fucking pastor and the pastor and his wife. Oh my God, so there's this pastor and a wife with a very public church out here, right? These motherfuckers, out of all the rooms to choose to fuck, they fucked in the most public room, the couples room. When I used to work there back in the day, they used to try to get me, like they wanted to have a threesome with me, right? And so, you know how like Facebook will connect you with people via phone numbers and stuff? One day, I happened to see their church on the You May Know. So I messaged the wife and was like, hey, you guys own a church. By like 8 p.m., I was at Olive Garden being bribed with $500 not to say nothing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Pastor preached I want you to come. I want you to come because you will see them on a Friday. You will see them and you wouldn't believe me. Like with the
those bribes gotta
like,
get really lucrative.
Like, but you can't look for them though. You can't look for them.
You
You
can't
gotta
look
let
for
them
them.
happen to you. You gotta let it happen.
Why
to you.
can't you look for them?
Because I don't incur bad karma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like you have this destructive motive. So you can only get so much so good out of that. So I rather when the shit happens organically, then I'm like, okay, that's a little come up. Okay, sure. You know, like with the prostitutes, you know, I don't just automatically think every bitch is a hoe and check every room, blah, 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 blah. No, I know when they walk through that door, a prostitute has a demeanor.
Yeah.
She walked through the door without saying shit, without me seeing her video. Oh, I'm on it, all day, on it. Hey, how you doing? And I'm fake as fuck. So I be all in your face. Hey, how you doing? You been here before? Oh, would you like a tour? And I warn them within the tour. I say, just so you know, this club is all free love. If they don't listen to that and they still proceed to try to get a Mexican, that's your loss. That's your loss. You done fucked off.
Why do you always say a Mexican?
Huh?
Is it usually a Mexican that's triggering?
Yeah. If a bitch going prostitute, she gonna want to go to a Mexican dude because the Mexican dude is literally gonna pay her top dollar just to fuck her back. Not to fuck her, but to literally grind her back. I have prostitute friends and they all say the same thing. When they fuck Mexicans, a Mexican literally put his dick on her like bone right here and just thrust it until he nuts. And I'm like, shit, why not? If you ain't gotta have no fucking penetration.
They prefer that?
Yeah, Mexican, because they don't count as cheating to them. So
wow.
Yeah, so they rather fuck a girl on her back and literally grind a dick on her back and nut on her back. And that'd be like,
why don't they just get like head?
That counts. I don't know.
Or like
why.
a hand job. I don't know. I don't know
what's up. Listen, you tell me.
But it's funny to me that they all choose the same thing.
Yeah, I literally
like this has to be something that is like, there has to be a name for this. You know what I mean? Like,
that's what I'm saying because I've heard it at least 7 times. And I'm like, y'all all say the same thing. They didn't fuck you, but they thrusted their dick on your back. And I'm like, well, shit. I'm like, listen, they could just cut y'all out and I'm a dominatrix and I'll do it to them. I'll tell them real quick with the fucking strap on the back. Real fucking quick.
And they're never like fights between guys at this place, like fighting over women or something.
Recently, actually, I believe recently there was a shootout down the street from people that came to the club, and I believe it was over a woman. Yeah.
So you never had anything in the club? People fighting in the club? People fighting in the club?
Yeah, like I remember New Year's of 2017. This girl that used to work there, this fucking whore ass, slut ass bitch. If I see her, I'm gonna drag her. Anyway, she her boyfriend had came up there for it was New Year's Eve. Yeah, he had came up there. So we're upstairs working, but we can hear on the walkie-talkie that her dude is fighting a black dude. Mind you, the girl that I'm talking about is white, and her baby daddy is like Native and Mexican. So we finally get downstairs. They wind up separating them, but for some reason they let them still be in the fucking club. The white girl that I worked with went up to the black girl and said, mind you, I'm next to her. She turns around and she's like, fuck you, you black bitch. That nigga must have backhand her, and she hit, let me show you what she hit. She hit this right here. This right here. Fell down, passed out. And to be real with you, I didn't feel bad. I didn't give a fuck. I did not give a fuck about that bitch. I said, oh, well, I wasn't about to jump in for that bitch. Because the only person that we allowed to say nigger, nigga, black bitch, anything was Tammy, rest in peace. She was the only one besides the owner that we allowed to speak to us derogatory.
Only white person.
Yes, she was the only white person that we just didn't like, because it was like Frank's the owner, he's Italian, Tammy was white, Jesse's white. Everybody else.
Why do you let them say it?
Honestly, the reason why we let them say it is because they've been saying it for so long. It's almost accustomed to the club. We joke around like that. Like we call them white spicks and fucking white trash and stuff. That's just how we work. But it's a difference between people that have been made in to where they're here long enough to where it's allowable versus you just being here 6 months.
So they use it in a derogatory way. They use it with the ER.
And fucking black bitch. Big difference. Big difference. Plus, who the fuck wants to talk back to the fucking owner and the manager? Nobody. So, you know,
so the owner and the manager, they call you the N-word, and well, they use it as a joke, but they're not saying it like they're not. Yeah,
they're not saying it like that. Mind you, the owner likes black women, and Tammy, rest in peace, her grandkids were all half black. So it wasn't like these are just like white collar white people from the bayou. These were like people that we interact with that are basically black in our eyes. You know what I mean? They're basically black. They can hang with us. So we had no problems with them saying it, you know, because we would retort right back like, you fucking piece of white trash, you fucking spick, you fucking, you know, we used to go back and forth with them, but it was cool though. It wasn't a big deal for us at all.
What is this describe the manager?
Oh my God, Tammy was fucking everything.
I'm sorry. I mean, the owner. That's what I'm interested in. The owner.
Fucking the owner is such okay. So you know how on Goodfellas and Casino, you got the Italians that are with the shit, but you got people like Nicky that's with the shit, where they really with the shit. You know what I mean? He's Nicky. He's really, really with the shit. I'm talking. He has bodies. Number one, he's made like he's a made man in the mafia, like dead ass. This man carries hella guns in his trunk. This man is not afraid to pull his gun out. Like when there's drama at the club, oh, you best believe he's right there. This 83-year-old man, right there, going to his trunk. He takes no bullshit, but he's a sweetheart. If I needed $1,000 today, I didn't even have to give him an explanation. Oh, stop raping her. My cats, oh my God, don't ever get cats. Don't ever get cats. He's literally over here trying to rape his baby mama, but she's like, damn, can she have her kids? Like, can she please? But anyway,
sure.
He's such a sweetheart. He's a little bit of a hoochie though, because he loves him some black pussy. Old ass, love him some black coochie. Got a wife at home.
He's in his 80s.
Yes, got a wife at home in the mansion, but be at the club every weekend with his black girlfriend.
Where's he from originally? New York?
He is from, I want to say he's California. No, he has businesses in California. I think he's from like the Midwest, if memory serves me correctly.
Okay. So he's a mafia guy, an old mafia guy.
100%. You come out here, I'll introduce you.
All right.
You'll feel it in his handshake. You'll be like, whoa, that's really a made man. That man walks slow for a reason because he knows ain't nobody gonna touch him. He knows ain't nobody gonna touch him. So he walks very leisurely, like no one's gonna step to me.
This has been a great conversation. Before we go, I need a couple more stories along the lines of that woman who fuck 37 guys. Like anyone coming in with like a mission and just does something crazy.
You have these two African dudes that come a lot, and their only mission is sloppy seconds. They don't want the girl if she ain't been fucked yet. They want the girl after the fact she's been fucked. And it's really odd to me. And I'm just like, why not just fuck a girl that hasn't been banged out? Why would you wait until she's banged out? But I've also seen them in gangbang scenarios where, again, they don't want to be the first guy. They don't want to be the second guy. They want to be towards the end. And I'm just like, I don't know.
Does it like the other guys come in there?
I really think it's a couple things. It has to be, because I'm like, why would you wait when you could be first and you could be the least one to risk getting something? But they're just not like that. And I really don't understand. And it's these two African guys, and they're both like the generic African. One's extremely tall with the deep voice like this. And then you got the other one that's like normal size, that's real weird. Like he's weird. And like over the years, I didn't have to cuss him out a couple times. And to this day, when he sees me, he's like, hello, I'm sorry. I won't do anything. Because I didn't have to check him a couple fucking times. Because he don't know how to leave a bitch alone. Like he's the one where he'll be all walking past a woman and like borderline stalking a bitch.
See, and like I would think there would be all kinds of guys like that in there. Creeps.
Yeah, there is, but we really try to keep like dead ass, like in all honesty, we try our hardest to try to keep that to a minimum. Again, like once you walk through the door, we feel your energy.
You kick people out?
You already have a good judgment of what you
kick people out if they're kind of
Fuck yeah, all the fucking time. First of all, I'm the number one bitch that'll kick you out for no reason. Oh, I'm a bitch? Security, can you please escort this man outside? Oh, you mad because I busted your prostitute? Security, can you please get this trick out of here for me, please? But back to the crazy stories. Back to the crazy story. I'm trying to think of because I know we have this one girl, she's white, and she has like the most awkward body. She literally has huge ass knockers that are like down here, right? And then her ass is literally like this, right? And she comes in the club every weekend with a different set of dudes. And it's so trippy because she's not cute at all. No face cute, no body cute, no nothing. And for some reason, she makes it to the club broke as shit, number one, because she always asking these dudes to buy her cigarettes or to buy her drinks, whatever the case may be. And she gets fucked. Like gets the breaks like fucked out of her. And I don't understand it because I'm like, bitch, you're not cute. You're broke. You don't have a car. You have an Android. You have the most ugliest fucking body on a white bitch that I can ever see. And I've seen some ugly ass white people bodies, no offense. Your fucking breath stinks half the fucking time. And you got these thick ass glasses on, but you get fucked I just want you to come with me. Please just come with me. So I can just point out these people that I'm telling you about. Because if I point them out to you, I'm telling you all my stories will all come together. Y'all be like, oh, like that's the one. And I'll be like, I know, I told you. I'm telling you that white girl is definitely the girl where if I showed you her and you related to this story, you'd be like, oh, you said her to a T. And this bitch be having the audacity to be picky. I be really like listening to her conversations and shit. And I'm like, bitch, I'd be fucking a fucking hole in the wall if I have shit like you don't have shit. Like you don't have nothing. And you got the nerve to be picky about who the fuck you want to have sex with.
What about your like personal like sex life? You said that you're a dom. Like what stuff are you into?
Oh my God. So I think I told you, like I have a Pornhub and I make money through my videos. I'm into pegging. I like to peg men because it's liberating, because it's like, you know, you men, you guys automatically always have power over women because you guys are naturally stronger. You guys think you're naturally fucking smarter. You guys think that, you know, you guys are the fucking shit and that y'all can just treat a bitch like the next bitch. No, come into my motherfucking lair with that shit. I'm gonna make you feel like a female. I'm gonna make you feel like you got a fucking pussy in between your legs because I'm gonna humiliate you. I'm gonna slap you up. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you with my strap on. And you better hope I give a fuck to put lube on. And that's honest to God. And that's my favorite thing because it makes the shit that I went through worth it, because it's like, yeah, it might not be the dude that did this to me or dude that did that to me, but it's still a macho heterosexual man trying to live this life like he can get any bitch he want, and he this and he that, but he bent over in my motherfucking bed, bent over in my shit.
So it's revenge.
Yes, it's like 100%. It's like my mini revenge. It's like, yeah, I'm getting my fucking comeuppance off this fucking situation. Fuck you. And I am starting to get a lot of fans, like a lot. If it wasn't for me being in a relationship right now, best believe I'd be making hundreds of videos by now, because I have random dudes cash apping me, begging me, hey, can you please make more videos?
Where are you from originally?
I am originally from Philadelphia. That's why I got the Eagle Fur.
Yeah, I'm from Baltimore, so I noticed a little bit of an accent, a little bit.
Yeah, it comes out every once in a while.
Yeah.
I try to keep it in. I try to keep myself with a professional tone, because when I start talking with my Philly tone, I start getting real ignorant, and I start talking like this, and my voice gets deeper, and I just start saying the most nut ass shit in the fucking world. So I try to keep my voice like this because it's very professional, and it keeps me from doing insane shit. So,
what other insane shit have you done?
Oh my God, Craigslist. I was underage, fucking with Craigslist. I'm surprised I didn't die. And I seen that one girl talking about, I watched the one thing about the girl talking about how she almost thought she was gonna get killed. And I'm like, she doesn't understand like the shit that I was doing. I'm surprised I'm alive. I had this one dude, 17, I was 17. Mind you, when I would be on Craigslist, I knew that me saying I was underage would get me paid. So, and I feel like as an early age, I must have already knew I was into like BDSM, because the only things that would attract me is the weird shit. So I had this one guy, he was a millionaire. He lived in Central Phoenix in his $1 million historic house. I go to his house, he chains me up to a chair, puts earmuffs on me, blindfolds me, gags me, everything. And I'm sitting in this chair freaking out, crying, every fucking thing. Thinking like, oh shit, I just got myself killed, blah, blah, blah. His turn on was the fact that I was deprived of my senses, and I couldn't, all I could do was just feel his movement around me. So I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was chained up on a fucking chair, gagged, muffed, eyes just fucked up. And I'm just like, whoa. And then after everything was all said and done, he gave me $200, kicked me out of his house, never saw him again. So I don't know if there was a chance that maybe he was gonna kill me, and maybe he just didn't like me enough to kill me, or if that was truly, truly just his fucking fetish. Then I had this one dude when I was 17. He would pay me just to watch him fuck inanimate objects. So I watched him fuck a pillow, a watermelon, a sandwich.
A sandwich?
Yeah, like a hoagie. Yeah, dead ass. Like I would sit in his truck in the passenger seat, and he would like tilt his car seat down to where it was like, this was like the bottom of the seat, like the base of the seat towards the back seat, and then it was like a stairwell right here, and he would literally like have the watermelon or the sandwich like right here, and because he had a small dick, he'd just be like thrusting it, and I would just watch, I'm just like, okay, cool, like, okay, cool. I had a mom where she didn't really pay attention to me. She paid attention to my younger siblings, but she didn't pay attention to me.
You were looking for the most extreme thing, though. That was exciting for you.
Yes, it was. It was. Then I had this one time, this is a good story. I met this chick off of fucking Craigslist. Mind you, again, she knew I was 17. The only STD I've ever had. We shared a toy. Mind you, even though I did this shit with the dudes, I wasn't having sex at all with men, like whatsoever. So I wind up getting an STD and shit. So I called the bitch, and this is my first extortion too. So I wind up calling the bitch, and I'm like, hey, like, are you fucking anybody? Because I just got chlamydia. She's like, no, I would never, blah, 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 blah. Shit's just, so I hang up with her. It's just not adding up, because I'm like, if I haven't fucked since I was 13, like penetration, if I haven't had no penetration since I was 13, I'm 17, we used the toy, and I got an STD, something ain't right. I wind up texting her talking about, I'm going to send our texts, our calls, everything to the police if you don't tell me the truth and run me some money, because I have an STD. This girl gave me 2 bands, left the city. I've never seen her ever again. And the woman was about 34, 35, and she knew I was underage. So I was like, if you don't want to, because I was like, all I wanted from her was for her to say sorry. Like, yeah, I gave you that. my bad, I know you're young, blah, 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 blah. But no, she wanted to be like, oh, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I'm like, okay, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about? Well, you're gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I would go to the fucking police. So, you know, Craigslist was like my little playground. Craigslist was my playground. And then Mocha Space was like my drug hub, like where I would go get drugs or sell drugs. But Craigslist, oh my God.
What was the other one called? You said it a couple times.
Mocha Space.
What is that? Is
Oh
that
my
still
God,
around?
Yes. Oh my God, I'm on it still to this day. I have an addiction to this damn app. It's an app. It's a real shoddy ass app where like ads will pop up, whatever. But they got chat rooms. In them chat rooms, you can find anything from drugs to prostitutes to child porn to anything. You can find anything. But the only catch is there's police, and that's how I got caught up because there do be undercovers on it. But now that I'm older, I can tell what an undercover is. You can clearly
So
tell.
what do you go in there for?
When I'm bored, I
Just
just
to
be on there
see
bored.
how wild people?
I've been on there for so long that when I go into a chat room, people that have been knowing me since I was like 16, they talk to me. They're like, hey, Atira, how you been? Or
Word.
what's up, Pop Tart? That's my other nickname. They were like, what's up, Pop Tart? How you been? So it's nice to connect with those people that have been knowing me since day one. So I just show love. And like every once in a while, I might need a gram of Coke or I might need an eighth of weed. So I get on there real quick. Anybody got some powder?
What did you go to jail for?
I got arrested because I was on probation and I had left Arizona. I had got drugged and raped for like 2 days. So when I woke up and I realized I was in an abandoned building and shit, I couldn't do it no more. I was like mentally done. And I was like, I told my cousin, I was like, look, I gotta leave. I was like, fuck my probation, fuck everything. I was like, I'm at my wit's end. I was like, shit just happened, traumatizing. So I'm like, I gotta go.
What happened there?
Huh?
With the drugs and the rape. What happened there?
I met some dude off Mocha Space again, because I'm a dummy. I meet a dude off Mocha Space and he's cool as shit. He's like, hey, mind you, I'm selling Coke and I'm selling iPhones at the time, iPhone 6S's and iPhone Pluses. So I'm like, he's like, hey, come over. Ooh, let's smoke. Plus, I want to buy an iPhone. I'm like, all right, bet. So I get there, everything is all cool and dandy until I hit the blunt. I hit the blunt like 3-4 times. I went the whole first day, I guess, dead to sleep. Like, I don't even know, to this day, I don't know what they put in the blunt. So by the second day, I came back to it and one of the dudes was fucking me in my ass, like straight up, like fucking me in my ass. Between then and that, I don't know how I was able to go back to sleep. I think I was that drugged up or maybe they drugged me again while I was asleep, whatever. But I wind up going back to sleep. I woke up, I was on a dirty bed in an abandoned building and I didn't know shit. And why are y'all raping her? Get off her! I'm so sorry. Look at this shit. Look at what please look what I gotta do. Mind you, these are the babies right here. Get the fuck off of her. Get the fuck out.
Isn't that their mom?
That's their baby mom. So my cats, because I have 2 boys and 1 girl, they had sex with her and they're literally the daddy of, like, they're literally the shared daddies of all the cats. So she just had the babies literally last Sunday and they're already horny again. And I'm like, I understand you want your rocks and shit. I know you get it from your mom, but come on, like, let her breastfeed her kids before y'all fuck on her again. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. That's the experience that I've been through that I just had to take accountability. Like, I don't cry about it anymore. I don't think like, oh, fuck them dudes or I blame those dudes. I look at it as, look, I was young. I thought that I could handle myself without any weapon. I chose to go put myself in that situation. I chose to talk to somebody off of Moco, So it don't bother me anymore. Anything that I went through at this point in my life, it don't bother me. I'm just like, fuck it. And that's what made me a Satanist, was me being like, fuck it. And the main reason why I'm a Satanist is because I'm like, all these people that do dirty to other people and don't get their comeuppance, but I'm supposed to sit here and believe in a fucking God and pray to a fucking God when it's fucking genocide going on and motherfuckers kids are getting raped and shit, but I'm supposed to believe in this made up motherfucker versus me doing spells and being able to actually see a fucking spirit. Fuck y'all. I'm a fucking Satanist all fucking day. Fuck y'all. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what anybody say. I don't care what my mom says. To this day, I have not came out to my mom. My mom knows I'm on the dark side, but she don't know that I'm a full out Satanist. And I'm kind of scared to tell her because I feel like that'll ruin our relationship.
Yeah, you did tell me about your Satanism. So like what does that entail?
I mean, I'm not a Luciferian, so a lot of people think when you're a Satanist that you're like sacrificing animals and you're repping 666 all day and just doing all this like Luciferian shit. People get that mixed up with Satanism. A Satanist is a person that lives their life in the way of a Satanist or the Satanic Bible. Do art thou wilt, do not turn the other cheek. As long as you have your own personal moral compass, do whatever the fuck you want. And it still tells you.
So it's like LaVeyan Satanism.
You said what?
LaVeyan Satanism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anti-LaVey is my nigga. Yes, exactly. I just like to do what the fuck I want, and I don't.
That's the funny thing. It's like Satanists. When I learned about them, they're really atheists who just are kind of hedonists, right?
Exactly. Versus
so it's not really a religion.
Versus a Luciferian that's flat out satanic, that partakes in the rituals, that partakes in, the fasting, that, likes all the negative energy. Like I call myself like a Tokyo Satanist because I still watch anime. You see my hair is pink. I like the color pink. I'm mad girly still, but I have that side of me. And damn sure nowadays, if somebody does me dirty, best believe I'm getting my payback. After all I've been through, I might take accountability, but I also still will like let you know, like, motherfucker, I'm on your fucking tail. And you better hope I don't put magic into it. Because if I do a spell, your life is done. Life is done. If you fuck me over that much to where I really want to get in my magic bag, which is rare, because I feel like magic should only be saved for dire situations. If I have to come out.
When have you used your magic?
Like when?
Yeah.
Okay, so when somebody does me blatantly dirty, like my male best friend lied to my boyfriend and told him that we were fucking in our apartment, and my boyfriend wound up breaking my ankle. I put a spell on that nigga. So that nigga has been, not my dude, but my male best friend. That dude has, from what I was told, that dude has not had any good luck whatsoever. Anything he's gotten has turned to fucking dust. Because I'm like, you're not going to do somebody like me that then did everything for you. When your own family kicked you out, I'll let you move in with us. And because I told you that you are living a life that I don't condone in terms of the way you're doing shit, and I was nice enough to let you stay an extra month rent free, and you blatantly lie on me because you're mad, that's your fucking comeuppance. That's cool. So I got a little jar and I put Brussels sprouts, maggots. I had to drown maggots in vodka. I had to drown crickets in vodka. I had to add 3 different types of spices, Brussels sprouts, a picture of him, sardines, just anything that stunk. With
anything that stunk?
Yes, I put it in a jar with his picture, and then I had to write this chant in the jar and put it in the corner of my altar at my other apartment. When I say the energy was so strong that when people walked in my house, they almost felt like they had to throw up. They would be like, I don't know what's going on with your house. It smelled bad. No, because you can't smell it once the jar is sealed. It's the mason jar. So you couldn't smell it. So when they would walk in my house, they would literally get weak to where they wanted to throw up because of the energy. They'd be like, I don't know what's going on with your apartment, but I don't feel good. And of course,
that's in line with LaVeyan Satanism.
Yeah, just a little.
Because I thought they were atheists, so they wouldn't believe in that stuff.
Listen. It's all about what you believe. Like, even though I'm a Satanist, I'm still like a free Satanist to a certain extent because I dabble with every fucking thing. I don't give a fuck, and I'm just like, if you do me dirty and I feel like I got to do something to you, I'm gonna do it.
So where did you pick up this magic then?
My mom does astrology, tarot, spells, I Ching, runes for a living. So instead of being on her path, which is all white and all goody good two shoes, I went the other way. Because I've seen the results that she was getting. And I'm like, yeah, you're getting your results, but look at how much work you got to do.
So what's the worst spell you could place on somebody?
A death spell, getting them killed. That shit will come back on you. Like that ain't a love spell. I think a love spell is a little bit worse because there's a lot. If your intentions are not pure when you're doing a love spell and you're just doing it for your own selfish reasons, that shit's gonna bite you 3 times like worse. Like I'm talking, the nigga will turn into a stalker, or you'll get killed in the process, or you'll lose a child in the process because you can't ask the universe to help you with something when you deep down inside don't even want it. You just want it for selfish reasons. You know, it'd be different if it was like your husband and you guys were having problems and you really wanted to spark that shit back up. But it's different when you're just from this standpoint of, oh, that nigga think he about to leave me. Fuck that. He ain't leaving me. But it ain't about you loving him, and that's why you don't want to leave. It's about you just wanting to have that last say. That shit gonna bite you in your fucking ass. 100%.
So what would a death spell be? What would be the ingredients?
I don't know per se, because I don't dabble into death, because I think if I learned about death, I'd be causing death, to be real with you. So my mom knows more about that, but I know it has something with, I know it definitely has something to do with whatever you do the spell with, you have to bury it in the cemetery. I know that for a fact. Because when I was doing the jar spell for my male best friend, I read that if I wanted to kill him after that shit fermented, I could have just buried it in the cemetery. He would have died. So I know it definitely got something to do with like the cemetery and shit. But that, and then it also comes into if you're doing hoodoo, voodoo, Wiccan, you know what I mean, pagan Wiccan, you know, Pale Mayombe. It depends on which magic you're doing. So I can't necessarily say like what entails in a death spell, because like in Pale Mayombe, they have a cauldron, like a literal Mexican cauldron that they use. And like they put everything from like dog bones to shit to fucking nasty ass flowers that stink and shit. They put it in a cauldron. Like, but I also like Pale Mayombe because one of the spirits that I talked to, her name is Saint Martha, the Dominator. She's the fucking shit. When I was in jail and I wanted to be protected, I prayed to her every fucking day. And I wind up getting out there. And I believe deep down inside, me praying to her. And like when I would get my little Kool-Aid packets, I wouldn't use them. I would literally just put them up for her as like a mini offering. Like, look, I don't have much, but this is what I have. Protect me, keep me okay.
So you believe in all of these things equally?
Hell yeah. I believe there can't be dark magic without white magic. It can't be good magic without dark magic. You know, it can't be good people in the world without evil people. It's all a yin yang. That's why I got it, you know, tatted on my chest. And I got it on my right side for the good, you know, the white side on the right side for the good, because you know that's the good path of life. And then I got the dark side for the left side for the bad side of life. Because you know, we all live either a left-handed path or a right-handed path.
I've never met anyone who does magic like this shit before.
Really?
Yeah. Is it pretty common to you? Do a lot of your friends do this?
Not at all. I just met a black chick at the club like a week and a half ago that does magic and does the magic that I fucking do. And me and her, we've been talking about I'm starting a convent, because I have a friend that does magic, but she's so fucking like goody two shoes. She's like, why do we have to do dark magic? Why are y'all saying this? And I'm like, bitch, you see why you're so fucking unhappy? Because you want to be on the good side. I'm sorry, I like to take shit into my own hands, and you're gonna get more with the bad side than with the good side. Yeah, you might go to hell if there's a hell, but it's okay. We're living in hell already to me. So right. No, I don't believe there's a heaven or hell, not at all. Like, I'm like, we're gonna die. You know, it is what the fuck it is. So live your fucking life.
I think we can leave with that. Great conversation. Great first interview for the podcast. Is there anything else you want people to know about you?
Yeah. Don't think that I'm just this mean person. I'm really not. Like, as long as you don't get me to that level, I am a very sweet, caring, nice, genuine person to a certain extent. Because I am a realist, I do have motives just like everybody else, but I try to keep my motives to myself. If you don't give me a reason to, you know, do something to you, I will never do anything for you. If anything, I'll live for you. So that's all. You are one of the best guests I've had in a while, and we weren't even in person, so I had a lot of fun. This was fun. Right. So can you imagine once we actually meet in person? It'll be even more. It's gonna be fantastic. If you ever come out here, you just have to promise me you're gonna interview my manager, because if you like everything I said, you're gonna. I want to interview your owner. We could do that. I can set that up too. I would love that. Shit up. Please I can definitely set that shit up. We'll be in touch. Come out here. Word. Yeah, I'm down. Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
it was definitely a pleasure. It was a lot of fun. I mean, you definitely had me recollecting stories that I haven't even thought about in a couple of years. So it was nice. I got some things to think about when I smoke my blood after this. So
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
you too, Charlie.
All right.
Thank you.